Hello students. In previous class we have discussed about the magnet and its properties and the introduction about the chapter magnetism here. So as the chapter is divided into two parts, magnetism and matter. So later we will see what is magnetic materials and magnetic matters. So in the case of magnetism, now let's start our main topics here that we have to discuss for the magnetic behavior of the magnet here. So like in the magnetic properties we have discussed, two like poles they will repel each other, and two unlike pole they will attract each other. So it means that they are showing just like the same property as we have seen for the electric charge. So as two charges, like charges, they will repel each other, and unlike charges they are just attracting each other. Then according to that, there we have seen a law that can calculate the force of attraction and repulsion between two charges. So that is called Coulomb's law of electrostatic. So in the same way we can also calculate the force in the case of magnetic or this behavior of the two poles of the magnet. So that is called the Coulomb's law of magnetostatic or Coulomb's law of magnetic force here. So Coulomb has calculated the force for the magnet also, means what is the force of attraction or repulsion between the poles of the magnet. That term he have calculated, and according to calculation, and exactly this is the experimental observation of him, that is the force of attraction and repulsion between two magnetic poles, that is directly proportional to the strength of pole, any pole that we have take here, means here this force is first thing. Suppose F is the force of repulsion or attraction between the two poles of the magnet, then the force of attraction or repulsion, this is directly proportional to the strength of the magnetic poles. Suppose the north pole of the magnet that has strength qm1, and the other pole, that is the south pole or north pole, whatever it can be. If it is south pole, then they will attract each other, and if it is again north pole, then that they will repel each other. Then suppose the second pole that has the strength, pole strength, that is qm2. Pole strength means with which strength they can attract or repel any another pole. Clear? So this force is directly proportional to these pole strengths. So it means we can write here F is directly proportional to qm1, F is directly proportional to qm2, or in another term you can say that F is directly proportional to the product of their pole strengths. Second observation of him, that the force of attraction or repulsion, that is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between that two poles. So it means, suppose we have two poles, north and south, we can take that, suppose. So the distance between these two poles, that is suppose r. So it has seen that F is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between these two poles. So whatever is the pole, if they have this pole strength and they have separated by this distance, then this force will be acting between them, whether it can be attractive or repulsive, and according to that this force is dependent on these three terms. Let us summarize these three terms here. So we can just find out what is the force of attraction or repulsion between two poles here. So F can be written, F is directly proportional to, finally this is qm1 qm2 upon here r square. And if you will just write here proportionality constant, so this proportionality constant, suppose k we have written, that is qm1 qm2 upon some r square. And in the place of this proportionality constant, when this constant is determined, that has value equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi, where mu 0 you know already, this is permeability of the free space, and whenever the medium will be changed, mean our magnetic medium around the space, if that is changed, then that time this mu 0, that will also change, because you know already about this permeability is the property of the medium that in which we are just seeing the attraction or repulsion, any property of the magnet here. Clear, I think? So this is the force that is experienced by any pole towards another pole, means attractive or repulsive force. According to this formula you can calculate that, if you have knowledge about the strength of the poles and the distance between them. So according to this one you can understand what is the value of force there. Clear? I think there is now no confusion in this section. Next here things like we have seen that what is the direction of force here. So as in the electric charge case we have seen the direction of force was started from the positive charge and it was ended at the negative, means always the direction that is along the positive to negative. So later it is for the field we will discuss it also, just like we have discussed electric line of forces, here magnetic line of forces we will discuss, and their direction will also discuss that thing. So first I think this thing and the Coulomb law of magnetic force is clear. So according to this one we can calculate easily what is the magnetic field or magnetic force that is imposing on any another pole. So let's see some numerical problem based on this formula here. So the numerical problem that I have taken here, that is for this one, two magnetic poles, one of which is 10 times to another one. Sorry, their pole strength is 10 times to the another pole here. So here in question first thing is given, we have two magnetic poles in which one has the 10 times stronger pole strength than the other. So suppose first pole that has the pole strength equal to Qm. So there Qm1 we can write down Qm. Then the second one we can easily write down as it is given in our question, that is 10 times to this one, that is 10 times Qm. Next in question it is given these two magnetic poles are exerting force equal to 9.604 millinewton. So it is given 9.604 millinewton when placed 10 centimeter apart in air. So here the distance between them is given also, that is 10 centimeter, and it is also given a medium, that is air is given, and for air you know that the permeability is equal to mu0 here. Then we have to find out what is the strength of the poles here. So let's see what is the strength of the poles here. Sorry, 1 second student. So for this one, as we have the Coulomb law of magnetic force, that is F is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi into Qm1 Qm2 upon R square. So from this formula we can easily calculate, as these data are given in our question. So according to this one, the value of force is equal to 9.604, as it is given millinewton. Let's write here 10 power minus 3, and after that let's just write down the values here. So for the values you know that the mu0 upon 4 pi, it is value 10 power minus 7, as in previous chapter we have discussed it already. So its value you can write, and here for this one Qm1 is equal to Qm, Qm2 is equal to 10 times Qm, and this R is equal to 10 centimeter. So it's square and centimeters, if you will write, then this will be equal to 10 power minus 4 meter. So in standard unit you have to convert always these terms. Now we have just written all these terms, then you have to find out Qm from here. So easily you can solve this equation and you can find out what is the value of Qm. So after solution you can see that Qm is the value that is equal to 9.8 ampere meter here. Clear? Next thing here if you will see the second one, means Qm as we have calculated, then we can find out the pole strength. So first pole strength is Qm1. So Qm1 was equal to Qm, means that will have pole strength, and that is equal to this one. This is the unit for the pole strength, ampere meter. And if second one you will see, then second one is equal to 10 times of this Qm. So if you will multiply 10 in this one, so this you can obtain, this is 98 ampere meter. So easily by using the Coulomb's law of magnetic force, you can find out about the pole strength, you can find out about the force through which they are interacting with each other. So after this discussion of the magnetic force and the number of numerical problems are given already, you can solve it with the help of the same concept that you have utilized in the chapter electric forces there. So as this is analogous with that thing, like there we have two charges, they were attracting or repelling each other. Here we have two poles, they are attracting or repelling each other, and same kind of formula, analogous formula we have. So behavior is just like the same. Then numerical, the way as you will solve the numerical, that will also be same. So just solve the number of numericals here also, like we have discussed already in that chapter. So let's see the next topic of the chapter here. So the next topic for this chapter is magnetic dipole and its pole strength, or you can say that the magnetic dipole here dipole moment. So simple, the topic is our, that is magnetic dipole. First let's see this one. So magnetic dipole is the same thing like we have discussed for the electric dipole, as that topic you have familiar with. That's why I am taking already that terms here every time. So as in the case of electric dipole, we have two charges that are equal in magnitude, that has opposite nature, and they are separated by a small distance. Then this whole of the construction that is known as electric dipole. So in the same way, the magnetic dipole is if we have two magnetic poles that has opposite behavior, means if one pole is north, then if the another pole should be south. And if these two poles are separated by some small distance and they have equal pole strength, then this kind of construction is known as magnetic dipole here. Means if we have some north south pole, and these two poles are separated by suppose some distance 2L, and their pole strength, suppose Qm is the pole strength of this one, then Qm should be also pole strength of this one. So if such kind of things are known as magnetic dipole. So according to this definition, if you will see any bar magnet, as we have seen such kind of construction that was for the bar magnet. So if north pole and south pole we have, so if we will see the north and south pole, here two different poles we have, they are separated by some small distance, and also their pole strength are equal in magnitude. Means bar magnet itself a magnetic dipole. Second example of this, if you will see any current carrying loop. So current carrying loop, you know that is also producing magnetic field, that is acting as a magnet. So its two ends always we have like two different ends of the magnet, and their strength is always same. So it means that it is also an example of this kind of magnetic dipole. Third example, like if you will see the example of atom. So in the case of atoms, as the nucleus and electron, these are always, if there the charges are moving, then due to that moving charges, two different magnetic fields that are produced due to positive charge and due to negative charge. So that will also behave like a magnetic dipole. So number of examples you have here for the magnetic dipole. And even you know that itself, you will cut any bar magnet, then you will also get the magnetic dipole there also always. Because here one more thing, why we are not talking about the magnetic monopole, like in the electric charge, first we have discussed about the point charge, means one charge that is stationary or at rest anywhere. Because that time one due to point charge behavior of electric field is possible. But here whenever we have cut in number of pieces any magnet, we have seen that always we are getting two poles, we cannot ever get any one pole for the magnet. So magnetic monopole doesn't exist. Clear? So this topic you have to keep in your mind. Here we the electricity and magnetism, this term is different in this way. Means in the case of electricity, you can get electric field due to point charge, due to mono charge, but you cannot get ever the magnetic field due to mono pole here. Clear? So now this is clear. Then next topic that we have what is the magnetic dipole moment? Magnetic dipole moment. So here just now, as we have the magnet that has two poles that have some pole strength, they are separated by some distance, then obviously that two poles will have some of the magnetic property, magnetic field. So what is the force through which they are interacting each other, or the combined force of two magnetic poles that can interact with any other magnet that will come into their field, that is known as their magnetic dipole moment. So simple magnetic dipole moment is the strength of the magnetic dipole through which it can interact with any another magnet. Clear? And if in formula you have to define it, then magnetic dipole moment is product of pole strength of any pole to the the distance between these two poles there. So it means that if we have two poles, north and south, two different poles we have, that has magnetic pole strength equal to qm, and they are separated by some distance 2l, then according to this one, the magnetic dipole moment, that is denoted by m here, and it is also a vector quantity, that is I have just written in vector form. So here it is equal to, in mathematical expression, it is equal to qm into this distance between these two, and as this is the vector, it means that it is always directed in one direction. Like if we you have remind that in the case of electric dipole, the electric dipole its dipole moment, that is always directed from negative to positive end, means the direction of electric dipole moment is from along the negative to positive. In the same way here for the magnetic dipole moment, as it is vector quantity, it will have some direction, so its direction is from south to north always. So magnetic pole is always directed from south to north. This term you should have the clear. So in the way, like we have the knowledge of electric dipole, then if you have to understand magnetic dipole moment in term of that, then you can also represent south and north pole of the magnet in the terms of some charges. So that is known as magnetic charges. Means we can also represent these two poles with the magnetic charges, and for the magnetic charges we can represent south pole by some negative magnetic charge, and north pole to some positive magnetic charge. So in the same way, like we have the knowledge of electric dipole, means that is directed from negative to positive. So here we can also remind it easily by this concept, means from negative to positive magnetic charge they are always directed, and as negative direction is negative charges for the south pole and positive for the north pole. So according to that we can understand here direction for the magnetic dipole moment. So now if in the same things, if you will just cut the magnet of pole strength qm into two equal parts. Suppose you have any bar magnet, and bar magnet is also just a magnetic dipole, and suppose you will cut the bar magnet into two equal parts, then how the pole strength that will change, and according to how their magnetic dipole moment will change, you can understand it by the directional things here. So whenever you will cut into in two parts, then first thing, if you will see the in the longitudinal direction, then in longitudinal direction means along its axis, the pole strength becomes just half of the pole strength before the cutting there. Means if before cutting of the magnet, suppose we have this magnet and this is north south pole, and we have just cut in two equal part to this one. So after cutting it also two different magnets has formed here. So for these two magnets, if it has the magnetic dipole moment pole strength qm, now the pole strength for this magnet will become just half, that is equal to qm by 2, and similarly for this one, that is qm by 2 if we will see along the axis here. But if you will see along the this equator, what is the magnetic pole strength at any point due to this hole of the magnet, then that will be same always. So it means that whenever we are cutting any magnet into so many pieces, then that time their magnetic pole strength, that is changing only along the longitudinal direction. This is not changing along the this perpendicular direction. That will be always same there. Clear? Now, as I think the topic about the magnetic dipole and magnetic dipole moment is now clear, then let's see one numerical problem based on the magnetic dipole moment here. The question is very easy, 1 mark question is here. That is a magnetized steel wire 31.4 centimeter long has a pole strength of 0.2 ampere meter. So it is bent in the form of a semicircle. Then calculate the magnetic moment of the steel wire. So here it is given that we have a magnetized steel wire that has length, this is 31.4 centimeter, and that has pole strength that is given Qm. Its value is given to here, that is 0.2 ampere meter. Now this straight wire we have bent in the form of a semicircle, means in such form we have just bent it. So these are the two poles here for this one. So and their pole strength are same, that is equal to this one. Then we have to calculate what will be the magnetic moment of this steel wire. So as you know that whenever you will bend it in this form, then that time if you have to see the distance between these two poles, then you have to draw this you have to meet these 2 points, because the magnetic moment is equal to simple the pole strength into the magnetic length, and magnetic length is the length between these 2 poles here. So you have to just meet there, or you have to take, you can say that in another one, if you need in the form of distance, then that is displacement between these 2 points. Clear? So as this length is given to us, that is equal to this one, and this length is circumference of the semicircle. So as the circumference of the semicircle is equal to pi r, if r is the radius of this semicircle here, suppose r is the radius, and as these poles one has pole strength is given, that is Qm, and these are separated by some distance, suppose here 2d. So this is the our separation distance, or simple if you separation you will see this is the diameter of this semicircle. So diameter will be equal to 2r. So simply you can also write here 2r. So let's see first what is the value of r here. So for this one it is equal to 31.4 centimeter here, and if you will write the value of this one, and this is r, this is 31.4 centimeter, and here if you will solve it, then this is obtained as 10 centimeter. So as the radius of the semicircle is 10 centimeter, then distance between these 2 poles will become here 20 centimeter. Clear? Now if we will use the formula for the magnetic moment, then according to formula, that is magnetic moment is equal to the pole strength of any pole into the magnetic length, means distance between these 2 poles, that is equal to 2 of r here. So as Qm has the value, that is 0.2 ampere meter, and this is in centimeter. So let's just first write down it in the form of meter here. So this is the meter, means 0.20 meter you can write here. So if you will solve it, this is obtained to be 0.04 ampere meter square. So this is the answer for the magnetic moment in the formation that we have just made by using any steel wire, and we have bent it into the semicircle here. So this is, I think, clear how can you solve the numerical problem. This is very easy numerical problem based on the formula here. So the next numerical problem based on the same topic, let's see that. So in next class we will discuss the magnetic line of force and other properties of the magnet here. So here question is given, that is 2 thin bar magnets of pole strength 25 ampere meter and 48 ampere meter respectively, and lengths that is 0.20 meter and 0.25 meter respectively are placed at right angles to each other with the north pole of first touching the south pole of the second. So find the magnetic moment of the system here. So it means that in our question, first it is given we have two bar magnets. So first bar magnet has the magnetic pole strength. So suppose we have two magnets, that is first 1 and 2. Then for the first one, the magnetic pole strength that we have denoted by QM1. So it is given that is 25 ampere meter. And for the second one, QM2 is given that is 48 ampere meter. And it is also given the pole is magnetic length between the two poles of the bar magnet. So that magnetic length is suppose just we are denoting it by some L1. So L1 is given to us, that is 0.20 meter, and L2 in the same way it is given 0.25 meter. And now it is saying that we are just putting these two magnets in such a way they are at right angle to each other, and the north pole that is along the south pole of the another one, and south pole is along the north pole. So in the same way, it means that two will show the attraction, and they will always show some resultant magnetic moment. So this is just like the same case. Suppose the magnetic moment of first magnet that is along this direction, longitudinal direction, and one is along the vertical direction, means one is horizontal and one is vertical. That's why they will make some 90-degree angle to each other. So if magnetic moment for first one is M1 along this one, then magnetic moment of second one will always in this direction here, obviously. So as they are two vector quantity, then you can take the resultant of these two vectors. So that resultant will be in this direction, and you know that its value is equal to, in magnitude it is equal to m1 square plus m2 square. Then you can utilize this property of vector to find out the resultant magnetic moment of this two bar magnets that are just arranged in such a way. So let's just calculate what will be the value of m here. So first we have to calculate what is m1 and what is m2. So m1 is the magnetic moment for the first bar magnet. So magnetic moment for the first bar magnet can be calculated by the formula, that is pole strength into the length between that two. So here the pole strength that is given 25 and the length that is given 0.20. So if you will solve it, then that is equal to 5 ampere meter square. Next, for the second one, if you will find out what is the value of m2, means the magnetic moment of the second one, so that will be equal to qm2 into L2 here. So as qm2 is equal to 48 and this is given 20.25 meter. So if you will solve it, this is 12 ampere meter square. Clear? Now let's find out what is the resultant magnetic moment for this whole of the system that is given to us here. So by this formula, resultant magnetic moment in magnitude, that will be equal to this m1 square. So m1 square, as m1 was 5, so 5 square plus m2 square, m2 was 12, so this is 12, and you can just solve it. So this is 25, this is 144, and finally we will get here 169, and this is equal to 13 ampere meter square. So this is the answer for our question here. So I think students, the two topics that we have discussed today, that is Coulomb's law of magnetic force, and the second one magnetic dipole and magnetic dipole moment, that is now clear. So as you can see, these all chapters are analogous with the electric dipole and electric field chapter. So there, as we have discussed, after this condition, what is the magnetic field due to any magnetic dipole here, like there we have discussed what is the electric field due to electric dipole, electric potential due to electric dipole, means the properties of the dipole, that there we have discussed. So here also we will do the same procedure. First we will see what are the properties of the magnetic dipole, like what is the magnetic field at axial point, at equatorial point. So these all cases we have seen or see also here. So just to make you more understanding here, that's why I am just correlating that two topics, because they are correlated with each other also, and the number of laws here, that will be just like the same as we have discussed here. Their methods are same. the way to solve the numericals for each one, that is the same here. So I think these numericals are very easy to you, because number of numericals we have solved there already in that chapter, and even I have just given you the number of assignments from that chapter also. So if students, all the things about these one are clear, now let's see in next class these all the properties of magnetic dipole and also the magnetic line of forces. So for today let's end it here. Thank you students.